Republican Representative Elise Stefanik, who at one point, a couple years ago, was actually a more moderate type Republican. You know, she wasn't completely sure about Donald Trump, but she came around pretty quickly, and she has now become an ardent advocate for Donald Trump. And this past week, she decided to suck up to him in the most disgusting way by filing an ethics complaint against U.S. District Judge Beryl Howell. Now, Howell has a long history with Donald Trump. In addition to trying many of the, January 6 cases, Howell was also the one who oversaw the grand jury for the Mueller investigation. She has, been instrumental in the Jack Smith investigation. And let's not forget, she's also overseeing the defamation trial against Rudy Giuliani this week. So, yeah, Beryl Howell has kind of rubbed Donald Trump the wrong way. So Elise Stefanik says, step back, Jack, I got your back. And I'm going to file a complaint against her because I think she is letting politics interfere with her judicial decisions. Howell has also, for the record, just to put it out there, she's also ruled against Trump's lawyers on many different instances, but that's because they file such stupid and horrible things. She really has no choice but to do that. So here's what happened. November 27th it was. Beryl Howell, but she's speaking at a Women's White Collar Defense Association gala. And Stefanik, according to NBC News, argues in her complaint that Howell's remarks were, quote, hardly apolitical, and that the judge's remarks were plainly inappropriate, consisting of partisan statements, election interference, and improper extrajudicial statements while criminal cases are pending. Pretty serious allegations, right? So what is it that Judge Howell said that was so bad that led to this complaint against her? Let me read it. My D.C. judicial colleagues and I regularly see the impact of big lies at the sentencing of hundreds of individuals who have been convicted for offense conduct on January 6, 2021, when they disrupted the certification of the 2020 presidential election at the U.S. Capitol. As district court judges, we're all about the facts. Where's the problem? Now, Stefanik did go on to say, after she pointed out that, she's like, she then referenced a passage in a book by Heather Cox Richardson, author of Democracy Awakening, that said the U.S. was, quote, at a crossroads teetering on the brink of authoritarianism. And she says that's evidence that the judge's speech veered into politicization. And she argued that Howell, quote, promoted the Democrat political campaign theme that the re-election of Donald Trump equates to America choosing authoritarianism. Yeah, see, the problem is Beryl Howell never mentioned any specific cases. She only talked about the cases that had already been decided. She also never mentioned Donald Trump by name or any other Republican by name or any defendant by name. She gave a speech at an event she was invited to. And she's allowed to say whatever the hell she wants, basically, as long as she's not giving up information about ongoing actual cases. Now, I get what Stefanik is attempting to do here. She's just trying to suck up to Donald Trump. She knows this complaint will go nowhere because there's no actual allegations in the complaint. Here's the thing. If it were illegal for a judge, any judge, let's say, Supreme Court judge, to go to an event, even a political partisan event, and then talk politics, if that were illegal, then guess what? 100% of the United States Supreme Court would be in prison right now, or at least removed from the bench. Not to mention nearly every single federal judge in this country would also be either imprisoned or removed from the bench. You can find instances like this with, again, pretty much every judge in this country who attends a political event. They're allowed to talk politics. They're allowed to have their political ideologies. When it becomes a problem is when that political ideology makes its way into their rulings. And even that is difficult to prove. So Stefanik has nothing, and she knows she has nothing, but she knows that every now and then you got to bend over. Well, Trump's got to bend over and you got to kiss the behind. And by God, Stefanik knew it was her turn. So she filed this idiotic complaint, knowing it'll go nowhere, but also knowing that it'll make Trump happy.